Good evening, World Wide Web. Welcome back to my stock channel. This is James, your favorite ticker picker, with another update video on Mullen Automotive, MULN. This might be the most beat up stock going. Dang, it just keeps going down to 10 cents, and then they do more splits and reverse splits and pumping it up and then diluting it and pumping it up and diluting it. Currently at 48 cents a share. The news is they're doing a share buyback plan. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. When you're almost out of business, let's buy back some shares. They spent a whopping $25 million on buybacking shares, I guess at 50 cents or something. I got a feeling that I don't know what they're going to do with them. They're probably going to give them to employees. Who knows? Maybe they're sucking some last bonus cash out. Just because they're buying them back doesn't mean they're throwing them in the trash can necessarily. We'll see if it falls off the outstanding shares or not. The Dow's been down. This has nothing to do with this. This chart goes way back when the Dow was high. Mullen addresses stock decline. Can Mullen split its shares, reverse split its shares again to regain NASDAQ compliance? That was never the reason why they did it. The first time they did it for dilution. Mullen Automotive announces commencement of stock buybacks. That's stupid. Mullen Automotive is moving higher. What's going on? Well, no, it isn't. That was one day ago. Mullen stock alert. Mullen produces the first Class 3 electric vehicle. No, they didn't. They got somebody else's vehicle and bought it and put their name logo on the back of it. It didn't produce anything. 3 meme stocks that you should sell before they come the next Tupperware. What happened to Tupperware? I thought they went up and did really good. Did they fall already? We're going to have to check on Tupperware. Here's the financials of Mullen. Hi, we've never sold a vehicle until... No, we never sold a vehicle. That's just this year. This is forever. Just, ugh. They bought a chassis, then it took them 4 years then to build one, and they couldn't, and then they bought one, and then they sold it to half of somebody else to make some money, and then they ran out of that money, and then they had to do a reverse split, and then their balance sheet looks really nice. They have a couple $100 million possibly in assets. Obviously, they're hopefully ramping up for something. This is the only positive news I'm going to notice is that they do have a couple $100 million in credit potentially right here. Why they're not doing something with that? Maybe that's where the money came from all these dilutions. They have $214 million in cash plus this credit. It might be enough to get some cars done and get some revenue going. I suppose that's very possible. God, the stock has just gotten slayed, and it'd be a really tough one to be along the ride on. Where's the balance sheet? Okay, there we go. $214 million. Outstanding shares, only 184 million outstanding shares now. The reverse splits brought it to that position, and then I think they dumped some into it. But yeah, this thing was at a high point of what was it? 6 months ago, it was at a proportion of $50. 1 month ago, it was at a proportion of $1. Year to date, $80 down to 48 cents. That's the true suffering that everyone took. Because every time they do a reverse split, they take 9 of your shares away from you. They're no longer in your account, and then they dilute it. So then the stock just collapses back to where it was before or worse. So you end up in the same spot with 1/10 the shares. It's called getting the stockholder to pay for it, and that's what they're in the business of right now. They're going to make an electric car, and the stockholder is going to pay for it. And they sold you shares, you bought them so that they could have the money so that they could pay for it, and then they couldn't, so they had to come back to you for some more money, and then they came back to you for some more money, and they're probably going to, I hope they don't have to do it again. It looks like some relative health is on their balance sheet. $214 million is not chump change, and they did do $300K in revenue. I think that's in deposits. That's a good sign. And the other good thing I can say about this company is they have a substantial number of assets versus liabilities. This signifies potential credit line and signifies possible start of production or assets acquired that are ready to go for sale. Maybe they're going to start delivering some of these orders. They do have a truck project, a commercial vehicle project starting, I believe, in October of this year. Then they have more vehicles coming out in 2024 through 2026. Some of the good ones are going to hit in 2025, 2024, 2026. However, the commercial vehicles, the trucks, I think that's a very smart move because it's a higher margin item. They don't have as much competition. They already have them sold. They have buyers of these commercial vehicles already. So there's some guys signed a purchase order to take them off their hands. So maybe they're going to slap some vehicles together and show us something. It's possible. I'm not willing to say what a good price for this is. I don't know. With that many shares and at this price, we're probably getting close to a decent price. So maybe, I don't know, shit, after something is 180 times cheaper than it used to be, I tend to like it. But could it still crater in half? I don't know. I don't even know if they're going to need any more money. You're going to have to make that assessment in your head. They have an order. I think it's $200 million. How much is it going to cost them to fill that order? Can they fill this order with the money they have? That's what you need to figure out. And if they can, you should get some MULN Automotive. Because if they throw up $200 million in revenue all of a sudden and make a smaller loss and start bringing in some cash flow, shit's going to start changing. The price is going to go up. They might dilute it again. Who knows? They're still going to have to do stuff for the next 5 years. It's going to be chaos. But how can you possibly collect MULN Automotive shares when they continually take 9 of 10 of them out of your account? And that in reality is what's happening with a 1-to-10 split. And then the price ends up back at where it was before. Yeah. I don't know how many of those you can sit through. But the person who wins the MULN Automotive stock game is the one that's the last person in before shit turns around. So it's just a big downhill followed by a big uphill if the company's successful. So that's the way the car business worked. That's the way Tesla worked. That's the way they all work. It's a massive, stupid investment, and it's a massive for the company in hopes of the car returning. And they've got the cars. They just need to start moving them. I don't know if everyone's still jazzed up on electric cars, but if they are, and they are good-looking cars, I must admit. They are not ugly, and they look like the specs are phenomenal. And one of them is like a race car. It's like going to be one of the coolest things out there. It'll probably be on Top Gear. It's that cool. But yeah, MULN Automotive, I don't know. Last one in after the last dilution is the winner. So will there be another one? That's the question. Figure it out, and you'll know what to do with this one. I can't tell you. MULN Automotive, everybody, have a wonderful day. MULN. I'm James, your favorite ticker picker. This is not my favorite ticker, but there's of great interest, so I am just going to share my little nuggets with you. Have a wonderful day. Please like the video and subscribe.